Hi everybody, I'm Dr. John Douillard, and today I want to talk to you about an Ayurvedic immune tonic called Chyavanprash. And in Ayurveda it's a rasayana, which means longevity tonic. It's also been shown to support healthy blood sugar levels, memory, intelligence, longevity, radiant glowing skin. It's a tonic that was used to help people support healthy aging and kind of hack the aging process so we don't end up with, the classic chronic degenerative conditions that go along, that don't have to, but sometimes do go along with the aging process, which reminds me of our new course that I'm actually offering called Empowered Aging. It's a 7-week course on aging from the Ayurvedic perspective. It's really about conscious longevity, how you can not only live a long life, but actually become conscious and experience, access that kind of human potential, not just accomplishing things in the physical, but really having a healthy body, sort of an instrument to experience more refined, subtle awareness so we can have more joy and even a more successful spiritual life as we age. And that's called Empowered Aging. It's with the Shift Network. Go to my website at LifeSpa.com and you can sign up for that. That starts on next Tuesday. That was when that actually starts. So please check that out at LifeSpa.com, Empowered Aging course. Anyway, Chyavanprash is one of the classic rasayanas for aging. And it's also one of the most powerful immune boosting tonics. In a study with children, over 702 children, they took Chyavanprash for 6 months, and they measured, half the group took it and half the group didn't, and they measured immune events with the kids who took it versus the kids didn't. And the kids that took the Chyavanprash had twice or the kids who didn't take it had twice as many immune events as the kids who took it. So the Chyavanprash was 2 times as effective helping us against immune events than people who didn't take it, which was really kind of sort of interesting. In another study where they actually had some groups about 170 people were divided up in groups, and one group took it year-round, one group took it just in the winter, one group took it just in the summer, and they measured the effectiveness of the Chyavanprash from a seasonal kind of respiratory immune event kind of reaction or issue that they might have had, symptoms that they might have from respiratory immune issues. And they found that in the summertime, the Chyavanprash group had an 80% reduction of immune events. In the summertime, it was in the wintertime, it was 70% reduction, and the group that took it year-round had a 76% reduction in immune events, which was pretty powerful, showing that this works throughout all the seasons as well, which I thought was really cool. And then the other thing that they did with Chyavanprash, they did a study on stress. And as we know, we're all under a super amount of stress these days. And they measured cortisol levels, which go up, obviously, when you're stressed out. And they measured Chyavanprash's ability to lower cortisol levels, which it did. They had a group, and the group that took the Chyavanprash had 22% reduction in their cortisol levels when they were under extreme stress versus compared to the group that didn't take the Chyavanprash. And a lot of people say, I don't want to do Chyavanprash because it's got sugar in it. Well, they did studies on the Chyavanprash, and I've done it myself. I've given the Chyavanprash to diabetics and had them come and check their blood sugar the next day after they took it. And I always saw it to be lower. And there were some studies way back when that showed that it was lower, but there's some new studies that have come out showing that yes, Chyavanprash actually does lower blood sugar, or it keeps it stable at the very least. But does it, just because it has sugar in it doesn't mean it raises your blood sugar. And I think that one of the mechanisms of how it works is it has, the main ingredient is called amalaki, the amla berry, which is one of the most powerful rasayanas in Ayurvedic medicine. A lot of Ayurvedic doctors say if you're going to take one herb, just take amalaki, period, do that. Well, Chyavanprash is a formula that's cooked and sort of potentizes and activates the amalaki in that formula. Well, amalaki has about 10 times more vitamin C in it than oranges do. So pound for pound, it's one of the highest sources of vitamin C on the planet. but it still has a relatively small amount of vitamin C compared to like a vitamin C pill, which is like 2,000 or 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C, which you need a lot of oranges to make that happen. So, taking a good dose of vitamin C has powerful antioxidant effects on your body. And that's why we take, and it helps microcirculation. So we have a product called Citrus C, which is an all-natural vitamin C, which is really great in the winter because it's got a lot of vitamin C. It's 500 milligrams per pill, per capsule. But amalaki works differently. Amalaki has a very small amount of vitamin C. And instead of the amalaki actually giving you vitamin C that acts as the antioxidant, the small amount of vitamin C in the studies of amalaki show that it activates the antioxidants that we naturally have occurring, not only in the amalaki berry itself, but also in our body. So it activates our own ability to stimulate antioxidant properties and benefits, which is kind of pretty cool, right? And one of the benefits of that vitamin C has and amalaki has in the winter is it helps to protect the fats from going rancid. Fats, as you probably know, are very volatile, and when they get light on them, they go rancid very, very quickly. So studies have shown that vitamin C will actually reconstitute fats that have become rancid and protect fats that might be going rancid, and particularly the fats like your fat-soluble vitamins, vitamin A, D, E, and K, which are critically important in the winter because those fat-soluble vitamins balance your vata in the wintertime, or they balance your nervous system in the winter. And you probably all know that in the wintertime, you get a little nervous and anxious and worried and don't sleep as well. Well, that's because of vata. From the Ayurvedic perspective, it's governed by air. And the oils calm and dampen that air kind of vata quality, and they calm the nervous system. So taking vitamin C in the winter, well, they just happen to be harvested in the winter too. Your lemons and your oranges and your grapefruits, they're all winter harvested, right? So they're coming at a time when we need that vitamin C to protect our fats. Well, amalaki, also a winter harvested berry, surprisingly, is, and that is a supplement that would actually give you the vitamin C you need to activate your own antioxidant benefit to protect your fats in the winter. So that's why, and I've written a bunch of articles at LifeSpa.com. Just type in vitamin C or amalaki, and you'll read all the articles about the science behind how crazy this nature is to give us the vitamin C-rich foods, particularly when we need them to balance and keep our fats healthy and functional, to balance our nervous system, our vata, to lubricate our joints, to lubricate our intestinal tract so we don't dry out fully in the cold, dry winter months. It just makes perfect sense. It's just another one of the amazing parts of Ayurvedic medicine. But in this time where we have issues with our immune concerns and COVIDs and different variants and all these things that are happening, you want to make sure your immune system is strong. And like I said with those kids, that over 702 kids were studied with Chyavanprash, half the group did, half the group didn't. They had twice as strong as immune system, 2 times less events when they didn't take when they took the Chyavanprash. They had twice as few immune events as compared to the kids who didn't take it. So for yourself, for your family, it's really good for kids. It was formulated for aging, so it's really good for immunity at that point when you're more vulnerable. But it's something that it's been my go-to my whole life and my whole raising 6 kids. It's been our family go-to to kind of give an immune boost, when you really need it. Okay, guys, thanks for listening. Check out those articles at LifeSpa.com. Don't forget, our Empowered Aging course starts next Tuesday, so check that out. All right, thanks for listening. I'm Dr. John Douillard.